and welcome to the No Kidding Podcast.
I welcome you.
Well, can I start it? You start it. I always start it. You start it.
You just started it. It started. We're here. It's done.
We're live? Can they hear me?
They can hear you.
Oh my God. Well,
this is so embarrassing.
Okay, sorry. Everybody, we're here, and we are just going to jump right into our first segment where Lisa is going to tell us what she thought of Antichamber. Lisa?
The pressure.
Silence has never been so loud.
Okay. I thought it was a lot like that new game that people have been playing online of the virtual house 8800. What is the name of that? What was the road?
What are you talking about?
8800.
That like open house, like Google Maps experience, if you will.
Yeah. I don't remember the address, but it
was like Louisville, Kentucky or something.
What was it? I feel like I'm looking in the wrong place. I was looking at your messages when I should be looking at our group messages. Yeah, so it was 8800 Blue Lick Road virtual tour.
Okay, this is... do you want to tackle trying to explain this to the folk?
The folk? I can try, but it's a lot like Antichamber.
There you go, guys.
Yeah. Well, basically, it's this house that has so many different... it's kind of like a maze. It's not a traditional format or what is it called? Layout. And it's packed to the gills of stuff, which basically, once you go through it, you can see that this person is collecting things to sell either on Amazon or eBay or something. They have like, they're running an online business of some kind from their house. And I believe the person that was living there, or several people living there, were involved in some illegal, I guess, how they received some of these things. It was stolen and then they were selling it. So that's why the house got put up for sale, I think.
Wow.
And
I didn't know all this backstory. I'm learning here too,
I think there was
people.
like a raid or something, and then they put these people away for a little while, and so the house was just sitting there. But now I believe, I'm trying to remember because it's been a while since I read the story, but I think the person that owns the home is now free, but they can't stay there because they want to expand to a bigger place. So because now they're legit and they're actually selling things that they've obtained legally.
Sure.
Yeah. Wink, wink. And so they are trying to sell this home, but they don't have a place yet. They can't buy a new place until they sell this place, and therefore they have to leave all their stuff in there when they're doing the virtual tour so that whoever buys the place can see the layout of the home. Mm-hmm. It's basically just like any other home that you would buy, but this one is just crazy.
I don't know. It's got some crazy square footage on it.
Oh, it's huge. It's actually, I don't want to give it away because it's, once you know the story, it kind of loses a little bit of its, unique, like, mind-blowingness, I guess, when you go through it. But it was, I believe, a church or a school that was converted into a home. So originally it was a business at a place, and so that's why there's multiple kitchens. And
I can't believe you're doing a spoiler warning for a home tour posted on Google Maps.
It's insane. If you guys haven't seen it yet, which I'm sure it's been going around so much that I'm sure, unless I'm just in some obscure places that I've seen it and other people wouldn't have seen it, I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty intense, and it's so weird. It's such like a thing now that there's gamers and streamers on Twitch who have created games out of it, and there's weird things within the home that people are doing scavenger hunts. People are doing speed runs in order to see how fast you can get through the house to get to this one specific spot, which...
Remember those old I Spy books?
Yeah.
It's like 1,000 square feet. That's all just a set for that book.
Yeah, it is. It's really weird. And the weirdest part about it, and the thing that I think most people are talking about, is the fact that there's a bathtub in the middle of the house with like zero context to why it's there. I mean, I know why it's there now because I looked it up, but it's very unusual. It's just like this weird bathtub in the middle of the house. And that's typically like the point of like the end, so that like speedrunners are like, how fast can you get from the front door to the bathtub? I don't know. So anyways, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. You will get lost. Like, more than likely, I give you like a 46% chance of coming out of there in one go without getting lost. Because, and I don't know, I think you could even turn it into kind of a creepy game where it's like you could get killed if you don't get out fast enough.
Oh, like Slenderman in the house? Yeah,
something like that. So anyways, it's pretty...
Turn it into a Marble Hornets situation.
It's pretty cool. And it's just the weirdest stuff is in there. Not really the weirdest stuff, but it's like a weird combination of things more than anything. It's like they have, like books on religion, and then they have a whole nother room that's just all adult theme. And then they have a kids section where they have like kids stuff
right
everywhere.
Next to the adult theme.
It's very weird. Yeah.
Maybe that's why they got arrested.
So I don't know. I think the main reason was because of like illegally obtained things that they were selling. And
so the fact that you're comparing this to Antichamber tells me that you know all about Antichamber now.
Of course I do. I was trying to what's the word? Just evade that conversation. Right. Yeah, I was trying to.
But here we are, circle back around.
Put ourselves into. I will say that I think Antichamber looks like a very cool and intriguing game, full of puzzles and unique things that I would love to dive into one day. One day okay. When I have, the mind to do so. What I really need to do is make a list of things I really should try and check out. And then anytime I'm thinking of something, I'm like looking for something to do, I just check off something on the list. Because honestly, there's times where I'm sitting there and I'm like, should I read a book or should I watch a movie or should I, I never think about doing a game. I don't, because
there's so much media to be absorbed out there.
I know. Gaming is just not on my mind enough for me to think, let me try playing this game. However,
you know what you don't have to put on your checklist because you've already checked it off. Bill Wirt's History of the World, I guess.
What is that? You want me to look it up?
That silence is deafening.
I was like, what is that? I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Did we talk about it already?
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. Don't hate me.
Bill Wirt's History of the World, I guess. Am I a joke to you?
No, I did watch that. Sorry, I totally forgot. But I did. And it was really cool. At the beginning, it was a little too much. I was thinking, oh my gosh, like it's going too fast. I was a little all over the place. It was kind of like my ADD is out of control. It's like,
no, it's for the ADD.
No, but
it's to rein in your ADD. You can't think of anything else.
True, but it was to the point where it was like, because the way that he presents it, okay, he goes from having a calm voice to a crazy voice to a singing voice to back to a calm voice, and then like
crazier space dust.
Yeah, and so my brain was like, it had to get used to that. It took me a second to fall in line with that rhythm, and then once I did, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, and I'm actually learning something. But if you ask me now if what I learned from that video, I'm not sure. I did learn a little bit about...
Well, there's going to be a quiz. So when the ancient Sumerians left the
Go on.
I don't know. I don't know where I was going
The
with
silence is deafening.
that.
Yeah, touche.
Oh.
So, yeah, did I recommend anything to you that I can catch you on? I don't know.
I watched Warrior Nun.
Yes, you told me
Have you
that.
watched Avatar?
I watched the first episode.
Well, that's something.
It is. I downloaded it so that I could watch it on my trip back when I went on the road trip.
Just the first episode?
No, like the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
Yeah, we talked about this, and I downloaded it I downloaded it when I was going to the mountains, and you know what's awkward? After, I guess the time expires on those things? I think I mentioned this.
Yeah,
Sucks.
it does.
The time expires. The time expired for everything except the next, or no, for nothing except the one video it was like episode 2. I watched episode 1, and then episode 2 expired, and nothing else expired.
Oh,
So
really?
I just couldn't get past episode 2.
Oh.
It's the most annoying thing. There's no service out there, so I couldn't refresh. It was the worst.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that is bad.
It's my rant. It's my second rant.
Yeah, I have a hard time following people's recommendations, mainly because my brain literally just doesn't remember to do it. It's not that I don't want to. It's more like there's this block that happens and I totally forget. Like somebody's like, "Oh, you should check this out." My patient does that all the time. He always has really good recommendations. And then, like 1 week he'll say, "Oh, you should check this out. I watched this. This is cool. Check this out on YouTube. Check this out on Twitch." I'm like, "Yeah, okay. That sounds cool." And then the next week he'll say, "So did you watch?"
To me.
Yeah, well, you too. But I'm just saying, same thing. It's like, you're not the only one is all I'm saying. Like, people recommend you're not alone. And then I'll come back and it's like, did you watch the thing? Did you check this out? Like, dang it. No, I totally forgot. So yeah, I need to find a recommendation system, like an alert or something where I can say.
It'll go right next to your system of things that you need to watch. Oh, wait, they could be the same thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, have you tried Zettelkasten?
I actually I downloaded a new app called Notion, which you might actually, do you know this app?
I might actually have recommended it to you.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I've never heard of it. What is it?
Okay. Yeah, well, I downloaded it. There you go. Yay, I followed your recommendation.
Woo! Woohoo!
Yeah, okay.
So we're progress.
Yeah, progress.
What's next?
That's another thing. I don't always remember who told me what. Yeah, so I have it. And it's amazing.
Oh, you like it?
I do.
Okay, I actually literally, no memes. I don't really know about it. I know that it's like the system I use, but I don't know the specifics. Like, I've never used it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it's like very organized and it links to, the one thing I love about it is it links to everything. So like before, if I used to just use my notes on my phone, like I have like an app for my phone that's called Notes, and you can make folders, but it wasn't like you couldn't make subfolders and subfolders within subfolders. It was all just like you had one folder for every thing. And then also if you wanted to like, for example, I have podcast ideas that I write down, and then I'm like on my computer and I say, "Oh, I want to type up something about this list." And then I'm away from my computer and then I don't have that list anyways. So Notion will link them all. So it's, you can log into Notion on your phone and you can log into Notion on your computer, and it's the same list and it's connected. And it also goes to other platforms, like if you have an Apple Watch or you have, whatever, it's everywhere. So
I'm jealous of that because the system I use does not sync well. But
oh, okay. Well, yeah. And so I don't know. I like that. And I don't know. I haven't really gotten into like the deep features, but deep features. Yeah, the deep features. There's a deep dark web of features going on in here. It is very complicated. And so it does take time to learn.
Ooh, how mysterious.
Which I'm still learning. So, but you can change the text to be like, I don't know. It's just very user friendly. You could change it to be, a certain text that you like, and you can add little comments.
Very customizable, you mean?
Yeah, it's very customizable. But you can even do, what's the word? The kind of text. It's what's it called?
Monospace?
No, it's like specific for like programming.
Monospace?
Maybe. I don't
All the characters are the same width?
Code. It's code. It's called code.
Oh, like consoleless?
They just look like code words. Like not code words, but like code writing, like HTML type.
You mean like a markdown?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like how you can put things in tags and stuff so that they're
Yeah.
so that you can make things bold and you can have you can have like images, you can have
yeah, you
like
can
that.
do all that, and you can put links on text, and you can do, I don't know, there's a ton of stuff you can do, but anyways, it takes some time to learn, like I said, but it looks very promising, and it looks like something I would use long term. So yeah, so there you go. I have kind of used it.
Honestly, like you're saying about the depth of like the folders and stuff being an issue for you in other system, but one of the things I love about it, and it sounds like one of the things I assume you're using it in a similar way to me, is that they don't so much allow you that functionality in depth, like how you can go deeper in folder layers. Like instead of being like layered, things become like a web and they become interconnected rather than like deep, so to speak, speaking metaphorically.
Yes.
Like when things are like subdivided into folders, like they become more and more abstracted from everything else. Like the deeper you put a note like inside of another topic, the less you can like relate it to other things. Like you'd have to copy it again and put it somewhere else, and then you have two places where that knowledge is, and then if you want to update one of them, like the other one might not be updated, and you might have wanted it to be updated. So with this web format, like where everything is interconnected, it's kind of hard to talk about just over audio, but
yeah, the visual,
the way that a note is just like a standalone idea that points to another standalone idea, and that's how they're linked. And then if you wanted to, you could link literally anything else with that like other idea that was spawned off of the first idea, and it doesn't have to be like, because it's not like directly like inherited from that first note that you created.
Yes, and that's very helpful, because I search through my notes all the time, because I'm like, I know I wrote something down about this, but I have no idea where it is, like within which folder, within which topic or whatever. And then it's usually when I'm trying to find out like a password for something, or I'm trying to find out, because I do have like codes for my passwords, like to remind me what the password is on my notes.
My God. In plain text, Lisa?
No, it's not my actual password on my notes. It's like a code that reminds me which password I used, if that makes sense.
But hey, why don't you just use a password manager?
What do you mean?
Password manager, like LastPass or even like Chrome or...
Well, like for example, like sometimes Chrome will update, or I have to remove all my cookies or whatever, and then it forgets everything. I don't know. It's not as reliable, I guess. And plus, like, I'd rather just type it in.
Not like where you sign in and then if you remove your cookies, it signs you out. Like you actually have Google remember it so that when you go to the website again, like it'll just autofill stuff too.
Yeah. Okay. So I have run into issues with that, with the fact that sometimes certain sites will make you change your password regularly, like over like every 6 months or once a year. It'll say, "Oh, time to start doing."
That's the best time to have a password manager.
I guess so. I don't know.
Because then you just right click on the text field and it says generate good password, and you said yay, and then it throws in some random hash characters that the thing goes, okay, good, and nobody's ever gonna hack that because it's a bunch of random,
I guess so,
nonsensical characters.
But do you trust?
And it just remembers it.
Do you trust Google?
Do I trust Google? That's a deep question. Do I trust Google to give any of my information to anybody else? Like, I trust that they won't do that. Do I trust that they'll do something with my information?
But do you think that it could get hacked? Like, do you think, because you know how sometimes they could say, if you're buying something online and then you put in your credit card information, and then Google Chrome says, do you want us to remember this so you don't have to type in your credit card information every time that you want to buy something? And I'm always like, I don't know. Like, can somebody hack that and get my credit card information?
Here's the thing. You're much more likely to get your credit card information or your passwords stolen in other ways.
Like on my phone?
Yeah, like no, just like if you go swipe at a gas station or something, and there's like a
Oh yeah.
skimmer on it, and then
Speaking
or like
of-
with your passwords being in a notepad, or just being something personal to you, like your dog's name 23, and then it's just like, oh okay, well there you go.
True.
That's your password. Somebody could just look you up on Facebook and be like, oh, yep, that's their pet, and this is their birthday, and just run a little generator and figure it out.
True. You know what's funny is I've had the same. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say this on the air because there's people who knew me back when I was in high school or whatever, but I've had the same password combinations since then, and I haven't.
Oh yeah. There are a ton of legacy accounts that I have. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, speaking of gas stations, because we were talking about that happening. So another app that I have, I think I've told you about this before, but I've had it for like a couple years. But it's called GetUpside, but the reason that I'm bringing it up now is because usually GetUpside works a lot with Shell, which is a gas station, and they work with other ones, but Shell is a common one. And anyway, so Shell recently, well, I don't know if it's recent, but I've recently heard about it, is they have this reward program where if you buy gas at Shell with your reward program, you get 5% of every gas purchase that you make back into your like account or whatever. So you can apply, when you accumulate a certain amount, you can apply it to like a gift card, or you could just deposit it, I think, into PayPal or whatever. And then GetUpside does the same thing where they give you back a certain amount it's different every day, but you look on their website. Are
you double dipping?
And you can double dip, and like you can get pretty cheap gas. If you always go to Shell and you always use GetUpside. Anyways, but I actually never ever use Shell because it's never on my route, which is so annoying.
Oh, what can you do?
But I do use GetUpside quite a bit, and I'm shocked at like how much I actually get back over time.
There's also I know because I have T-Mobile. There's a permanent deal. Like they have their T-Mobile Tuesdays, which has like deals every Tuesday. But every Tuesday since I've been a T-Mobile customer, they've always had the deal that's like 10 cents off any like gas purchase at Shell.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if you could triple dip.
Maybe. And here's the thing, like I drive for my job, so I'm driving all the time. So I'm always looking for like little deals. And also, I don't know if probably not everybody listening has Publix, because I think Publix is mostly a Florida / Georgia thing. I don't know. I don't think they're...
It's like Southeastern.
Okay. Well, it's once a month in their little coupon thing that's at the front. I think it's on every third Thursday or the first Thursday of every month or something like that. Anyways, they have a coupon in there where if you buy $50 worth of groceries, which most people do regularly, but if you buy $50 worth of groceries and then you give this coupon, you buy a $50 Wawa gift card, but they take $10 off of it. So you're basically getting $10 off of your gas. So if you use it as like a gas card. Is
this specifically for a Wawa gift card, or is this like for anything?
It's specifically Wawa.
Okay.
Yeah. So like you go in, you buy your $50 worth of groceries, you put in a $50 Wawa gift card, and they take $40 off of that gift card. So okay. So then technically you're basically getting $10 off gas. So, like if you use it, that $50 of. Yeah. So anyways.
And then you know what you do? You go to Wawa and then you spend that gift card on a Shell gift card at Wawa. And then you quadruple
Oh my
dip.
gosh. You've blown my mind. That's incredible. That's what I have to do. That's the way.
And then at some point, Shell's going to start paying you to come get gas there.
Pretty soon, I'm just going to be living in the Shell life. I'm going to be the Shell life. This is not sponsored in any way by Shell. We're just working the system, people. However, I do have a code for GetUpside, which I will leave in the description if you want to get it. Because here's the thing with GetUpside. If you recommend people, every time that person gets gas and gets their bonus points or like gets their money back or whatever, you get a percentage too. So if you have multiple people that have downloaded with your code, and they get gas, you get like a small percentage back too every time they get money back.
I see.
So it's really frustrating though, because I used Mike's code and he's been getting gas, like for a long time. And every time I get gas, I get a little alert that says, oh, you've got money back. And then he'll immediately get alert. Oh, you've also got money back from Lisa's purchase. And it's like, what the heck? So his like, what's it called? History, like lifetime amount that he's made is way more than mine because of that. And I'm like, dang it, I need to get people.
Is that upsetting to you?
A little bit.
that you both get money off?
No, that he just gets more than me.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, there's a subreddit for that. I think I mentioned this before.
Oh,
when you
yeah,
talked about
you
another
did.
code
I just feel weird doing that. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's weird if it's not somebody you directly know, even though I just said.
You just said you'd put it in the comment section below.
Yeah, but I feel like these are my peeps. This is like my family that I'm talking to, my friends.
Everybody, you are personal family with us.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, yeah. But speaking of other apps, I downloaded a few other apps recently that I've kind of been digging. So I'm going to share those. What is that noise? I'm getting noises.
What's from me?
No, I'm getting like Discord alerts, but for some reason it's giving me I can hear them, which I thought I turned off the sounds for that.
My God.
I don't even know how to do that, so obviously not. Oh yeah, Discord. Mute.
What's your favorite productivity app that you have? Fascinating. Yep. Indeed. Yeah. It's like the whole thing with the stuff. Just sitting here talking to myself because you muted yourself. Yeah, it's the little button down there. Whoops. There you go, muting yourself. My God.
Sorry.
How long were you engaging in that fake conversation that we just had?
I was trying to mute Discord.
A few moments earlier.
Oh yeah, Discord. Mute.
What's your favorite productivity app that you have?
Productivity app. Let's see.
Well,
I mean, Notion is productivity, but I'm trying to think of what's an example of a productivity app.
The whole thing with the stuff. Sitting here talking to myself.
Oh, can you not hear
yourself?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, it's the little button down there. Whoops. There you go, muting yourself. My God.
Sorry.
How long were you engaging in that fake conversation that we just had?
I was trying to mute Discord. Sorry.
And Discord mutes you.
It didn't even work either. I'm like, wait, it's muted, and I'm still hearing these bleep, bleep, bleeps. Because I guess one of the chat rooms I'm in is going nuts. I don't know how to. I don't know how to mute.
You can
these
right click
people.
on the specific one and say mute.
I don't know which one it is. How do you know? I don't know.
Where are the alerts coming from?
It doesn't say. I'm just hearing bleep, bleep, bleep.
Well, maybe it's not from Discord then.
Oh, it is. It's the same noise I always get from Discord. But
so none of the channels on the left are giving you anything?
No. I mean, I don't see any like numbers or anything.
Well, you can just go through and mute all your servers if you want.
Mute server for 15 minutes, for 1 hour, for 8 hours, for 24 hours.
Until I turn it back on.
Until I turn it back on, obviously. Okay, let's see if that works.
What is your favorite productivity app?
Yeah, you said that, and I was saying I don't know what do you mean by that, because I mean no.
Like what gives you the most allows you the most power over your life? What has it enabled you to have like the fury of 1,000 suns when you tackle your daily life? Go.
Wow. Okay. Notion is really the only one I use for productivity. I don't require anything else, I guess. I don't use I'm trying to think, like, I don't know. Do you have one? Because I don't know.
You're out of ideas.
I'm out of ideas.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll throw out a lot of my things are, I guess, kind of more tech oriented, but I guess the most user friendly, which isn't saying much in the category, would be like Tasker, which is going to be useless to you as an individual.
Okay.
Because it is a Android only application.
Boo.
But it basically allows you the full capability of what Android can do for you. It's like it basically allows you to, with a semi user friendly interface, it allows you to pretty much like program your Android to do anything. And also,
what do you mean?
The configurations are shareable. So you can send, like, if I made something, I could send it. Like, if you said, like, man, I really wish every time I got a notification, it just sent me an email. I could make it and send it to you.
You could send me emails for your notifications?
No, I could send you the thing to send your own notifications to your own email.
Okay. So you would just send me the app, and then
But it's like an app within an app. It's like the app for the app.
I'm so confused.
So it is an app
Yes.
that allows you to tell your Android phone to do anything.
Yes.
So, like, if you wanted your Android phone to flash the screen bright white 3 times if you got a text from somebody saying emergency in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Like, you could set
cool.
it up to do that.
That's cool because my friend and I were just talking about codes that we could text each other if we were in danger. And if we were in a position where we couldn't talk but we needed help.
Yeah, exactly. You can actually set it up. There's one of the latest things they did was gesture controls for, you can actually double tap the backside of your phone, like just in the accelerometer can tell that like where you're tapping it, and you can tap it like twice on the backside of your phone and have that be an action.
Wow.
Trigger. So you could actually have that tap like sends like the message to somebody else's phone, and if it's in their pocket, like it can vibrate with a certain interval to tell them that this is like the secret code.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I'm not an iPhone snob like a lot of other people are. I genuinely feel that Android has surpassed, any other technology and for customization. No, for customization and like cool features and stuff. My only issue, and this obviously does not apply to this particular thing because that's amazing that you could do that. But I feel like overall, I wouldn't use 90% of the features that Android offers, that I really only use the phone for certain things. But maybe, my mind would open up if, are you like totally consumed by your phone because you have all of those features? Like, I don't know.
What do you mean?
Does it make your life more complicated because you have so many things to do?
If anything, I can be less consumed by my phone. Like, I have things set up on my phone to make it less a part of my life. Like, I've set it up so that it rings less when people call because it just like, I don't know, like the standard amount of rings that you can set up for the phone is just too many. Like, it just goes on forever. You get robocalls and your desk is vibrating for like 30 seconds.
Yes. I've muted all my calls. I've muted all calls. Unless it's somebody that's on my like favorites list, it'll ring. Mm-hmm. But if it's not, it goes straight to voicemail.
Yeah.
Sorry if somebody
calls. You can set up stuff like that. You can set it up so you get like notifications only for like people you designate. Like if this person calls me, then like ring my phone or do this.
Yeah,
or you can have different ringtones for different people, or any sorts of things. You might be able to set that up with iPhone, but
yeah, I mean that's kind of what I have. Only certain people it'll ring for, and the only times where that's bad is if I get a call from a number that's not in my phone, but it is an actual, call
they want.
Then obviously they'll just leave a voicemail and I'll call them back. But it does add extra time where I could have just answered the phone and had the conversation, Yeah,
and there is the occasional time where it's like
a doctor's office or something.
Yeah, and if you don't pick up, then it's like a process to get back in touch with them. Like they're under some like layer of phone system that you have to like get directed to their department and be like, I don't know, I was called by Julie, and they're like, well, we'll see if we can find her.
Yeah, exactly. Like I do kind of worry sometimes, what if Mike's in an accident and then the police call me to let me know, and then they can't get through, they leave a message, but then it's not enough information, but then I can't get a hold of anybody to find out where he is. So yeah, like there are situations where I worry about that, but then at the same time,
I think the idea of a cop not giving you any information, just being like, "Hi, I'm a cop. Your boyfriend got in an accident," and hanging up.
You never know; it could happen. But it's worth the risk to me because I hate calls so much. It is the worst.
Calls in general. Calls, yes. Just like, okay, here we go. We started this podcast with, what was it? Text messaging is dead. phone calls are on their way out. They're next.
Yeah.
Their time is limited.
Can I tell you what else I think is dead? Which you're probably going to have a big problem with this, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Because it's in the news right now. But gaming consoles.
Computers.
Gaming consoles. You know, Xbox came out this week. PlayStation 5 came out this week.
Here's the thing. Gaming consoles are going to be bigger than ever.
No. Why?
Yeah.
Here's the thing that's blowing my mind.
Okay, go ahead.
There are these consoles, okay? They're video game consoles that you buy for like $500. You have them in your room and you're like, okay, I want to play a video game. What do? Let me download the game from the computer or whatever onto my console. Why not just play on your computer? Why are you?
Well, you have to download the game to your computer too.
Right, but it's already there. You don't have to buy a whole new system to do it. You don't have every however many years a system comes out. You don't have to have multiple systems. You don't have to have Xbox just to play Xbox games. You don't have to have a PlayStation.
There are exclusives for Xbox and Sony that aren't on PC.
I recognize that, and I think that's a scam. And it
is a scam. You're right.
And because of that, I stand against it, and I say I will not play into your manipulation of me buying your game on a video console. But
Here's the thing.
Rise with me, people!
No, here's the thing. Xbox and Microsoft have been going out of their way to make most of their exclusives available on PC as well. They've started making all of their exclusives like Windows and Xbox.
Right. Xbox been really good about
Windows,
that. Yeah.
They go to PC too. And here's why I don't think that I think that consoles have a fighting chance. Consoles, by the way, I almost purely play on PC these days, just for the Master Race folks out there. But nice. I think consoles have a place because they are, I think, transforming into just a box that you plug into your TV that allows you to stream games to it. That's the new console. That's what's happening. There's a version of the Xbox because Microsoft has been dumping so much money into the Xbox Game Pass. So that's like their Netflix take on games.
Yeah.
You can just I think I don't know if they've confirmed it yet, but they have heavily hinted that we're going to release version quote unquote Xbox that can't actually play any Xbox games. It can just stream Xbox games to it.
Oh my gosh. Here's the thing. This is what it's like for me. It's like if somebody keeps trying to sell you a DVD player or a VHS player and saying, well, you could just buy the player and then you can download the movies onto this player, but you have to have the player, where in reality, you don't need that. You could just have a Netflix account on your Roku or on your computer and just be good. You don't have to buy this extra thing that sits around in your house. And that's what consoles are for me. They're just like buying a VCR player every 4 years.
You just said that you have a Roku. What's the difference then at that point between an Xbox that streams, like an Xbox set-top box that streams Netflix, Amazon Prime, is voice controlled, has access to the entire library of Xbox games?
Because it's
how is that difference in a Roku?
It's hidden,
especially if it costs like
it does.
$50.
There's like nothing to it. It just okay. If it costs like $50 and it's like small enough where it's out of the way, it doesn't take up space. And it's just this
yeah, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about a version of the Xbox that's basically just a streaming box.
Okay, well then I think Xbox is superior to all other consoles because
that's all I wanted to hear.
They understand that where the future is headed, and I just think the other people, and I mean Xbox in a way too, are just holding on to the past, and you just need to
it's more like they're okay with it because they have a market share in where it's going. Like Xbox was so successful for them, and then everyone's like, yeah, but PC though, and they're like, yeah, we do that too. Okay.
See, that's amazing. Yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
But then again, my point still remains: consoles are out. They're out of here. Like, I'm just confused why people are so excited about this PlayStation 5 coming out. They're freaking out about this PlayStation 5 that just came out. Everybody I know that is into gaming or whatever.
You got to get those Spider-Man games.
I'm like,
man.
what? And then here's another thing. Okay, where do you fall on buying digital or the disc? Because there's two different consoles for this PlayStation.
Digital.
Where you can buy either the one that comes with a disc.
No, never. Don't get a disc player. Discs are
okay,
dead.
Thank you. But there's people that are specifically buying the one that comes with the discs because they feel like, no, I have to hold the physical thing in my hand and have like a physical representation of the video game. What?
Well, also people get annoyed that they don't really own their video games. Like if they
if
like
they
if
lose.
the game is if you buy it digitally, like technically you don't really own it. You just own like the rights to access it on the store, like on the Xbox store or something.
Yeah.
Which if Xbox decides to remove it from their store or something, then you don't have the game anymore.
True.
Like
I guess
gone,
that's true. Here's something that I'll throw out there as me. I'm going to throw myself under the table a little bit. I'm going to tell you about some little double standard. Okay, so I'm into photography, and I understand it's like I still feel like there's a place for film cameras, whereas there's digital.
How avant-garde.
I know. Well, digital is such a like obvious choice, but I don't really find it to be the same because I feel like someone would call me out on that. And I have to say it's a little bit different. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Although speaking of digital versus print, I don't know if there's any parents out there who have kids, but I know a lot of families and parents and stuff. And the whole school picture regime is just a huge scam. Okay, like that. When I hear about the stories about, okay, so they take their pictures, right, the class pictures or whatever, school pictures. They sell the parents packages, and they try to sell them packages with print, and then they sell them digital if they want it. So the print versions it's always like 1,000 wallet-size pictures. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but it's always like a massive amount of wallet size. And then you get, nobody uses wallet size. Like nobody even owns a wallet anymore, do they? I don't know. I mean, maybe, but nobody puts pictures in them. They're trying to make it as small as possible. They're not trying to add multiple pictures in there or multiple things to make it fat like George Costanza's wallet anymore. They're trying to get beyond that. So nobody's using wallets.
Well, there's no other way you can carry pictures with you. There's no other device that's in your pockets that can contain a picture.
Right.
Wait, what was your argument for film?
My argument for film is I feel like it's just nice to have it takes different style of pictures. B, it's good to have like a Polaroid picture if you want to put them up. It's just a style more than anything. It's not like, it's art, so it's a little different.
Why don't you just print thick photos with white borders?
Well, no, it's not the same. It's just like
just put that. There's definitely like a Instagram filter you can put on it that'll look just like a Polaroid.
No,
and then you just print it out with a little white box around it.
No, it's just not the same. Okay, and when you're holding the physical object in your hand, and like if you've ever gone through old pictures. Now, here's the thing: I'm not really big on keeping old, like film photos. You can put those in digital, but nowadays you can take your film, like you can take pictures on a film camera, take your film in to get developed. You can get the actual film developed, but you can also automatically have it placed into a digital format. So you have the film photo as digital, which sounds, what's the point? But the actual picture looks different because of the way that the film is developed through the actual camera. So it's just a whole different style.
But couldn't you just replicate that digitally?
No, you can't.
Like the filter?
You can try and you can get kind of close, but you can always tell usually the difference. But I specifically like the Polaroid and like the things that you can't really do digitally, just to have something, and not all the time. I'm not talking using that as your primary source of photography. I mean, digital is definitely better for that. I have my digital camera, so I use that and I love it. So I'm just saying every now and then it's nice to have a little bit of film. What was I saying before that though? I don't know. I was on a rant.
Something about the school pictures.
Oh yeah, the school pictures. Now what the heck? So, okay, going back to that. So then they say, oh, okay, so digital's in. Everybody just wants a digital photo because then they can email it. They can print out if they want more, if whatever. But the packages that they sell with the prints, not the digital, but the prints. So they'll sell you the package with the prints, and it'll cost, let's say, $500. But if you just want the digital, it costs $500. And it's like, wait a minute, why? Like,
they want to charge you $500.
It's
they
more
don't care.
expensive for you to print out photos from your original digital, which digital, I mean, it's already there for you. That's how you're editing the photos. That's how you're putting them on, like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me, but they know that everybody's going to want that digital more than
that.
So
they charge based on demand, not like supply.
It's crazy. I don't know. Anyways, but if you want both, I mean, forget about it.
They're not going to run out of glossy paper.
I don't know.
They're fine if you want some stuff to Costanza your wallet with.
Yeah.
But
anyways, speaking of pictures, I got this new app called Picture This, and it's basically you take pictures of plants and it automatically tells you what the plant is and all the history about the plant. So if you're into plants, that's a pretty cool
app.
app.
Ever try Google Lens?
Google Lens? What is that? No, I don't think so.
It's built into Android phone cameras. Buy your Androids today, folks. No, it is, you press a button, like with a little window comes up where you can just look at things with your phone. Mm-hmm. And basically Google searches everything in your photos. So like you can, like in
your photos?
No, like in the frame of your camera right now. So like you can point it at product and it'll like pop up a little dialogue box over it like AR and be like, look, like here's a link to it on Amazon. Or
no way.
If you point it at like a barcode, it'll tell you like what the barcode's for.
Wow.
If you point it at like a phone number, it'll be like, copy this phone number to your clipboard.
Wow, that's cool. That is cool.
And you can like point it at a plant and be like, what's this plant? It's not as good as I assume the one that you have that's specially designed to look up plants. Because it'll probably just look up pictures of plants.
Right.
And then you'll just be like, okay, well, what plant is this one, though?
Well, I have an app where, okay, so it's similar where it's kind of like AR, where it's like, you open it up and it's just a camera and then you put it over something and then you can pick up the object or the item or whatever it is. And then you turn your phone to your computer and press a button. And then all of a sudden it's on your computer. I don't really know what the function of that is or like why people would do that. Well, okay, so I tried it out. So you hover the picture, the screen over an object. Let's say
the camera.
Yeah,
like you put it in frame.
Yeah, you put it in frame within this app. Let's say I want to pick up my my water bottle, and so I have it over my water bottle. I pick it up, and then I turn to my computer, and when it sees my computer screen, it transfers it to my computer. So now the picture is on my computer. I don't know. It's
okay, that's cool.
It's kind of weird. I don't know why I just wanted to try it out to see if it really worked. But I don't really know what I just feel like it would be cooler if it was able to be used in a different way. Like, I don't know. Like yours. Yours is way cooler than that, where you can actually like learn something about the object or...
I mean, it's the start of a feature.
I guess. I don't know.
If they built that into like Google Lens, that you could be like, I'm taking this photo and I want to put it there and like point it at your TV screen or something to like show your guests or something.
Yeah, true. Cool. But it only works within the same network. So like your computer and your phone have to be linked on the same network. But anyway.
Oh man. By the way, people working at home, if you use Mouse Without Borders, it's fantastic.
What's that?
Just try it out. It is a mouse sharing application, so you can install it on 2 Windows computers, and then your mouse is essentially, it acts as if the other computer is extended displays of the current computer you're on. So, like, you can move your mouse off the left of this leftmost part of your computer screens, and it will go on to the computer that's to your right.
Wow.
And start controlling it.
Well, I mean, that's
both your
normal.
keyboard and mouse.
That's kind of normal if you have dual monitors, right? Or you're talking about
No, but like the monitor on the left is a whole nother computer.
Oh.
There's a whole nother computer running it.
Wow.
But it acts as if it's another monitor.
That's weird.
Yeah, and you can have as many as you can connect like 8 computers.
So that would work really good in an office.
Yeah, if you have like, that's what I'm thinking, like if people are working from home, because they probably have like their work laptop and their home PC. They're like, that's what I'm using it for. And yeah.
Huh.
It's legit.
That's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Huh. That's really neat. I might have to tell Mike about that because he has like a server, and then he has his computer, and then he has, I don't know, other things. He's into all that. So
he's in deep.
He's in deep. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I could recommend. Oh, I did find this app. Like here's a productivity app. You asked me and I just thought of it. Which
there you go. We were just getting around to it. We're waiting for you to think of it.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't think of it like a productivity app, but it is. Basically, it's a timer app and it's called Flora. And it's basically and you can do lots of different tasks and different you set it up for
everything plants with you.
I don't know, it's just turned out that way. But basically it's really cute because when you start the timer, it plants the seed, and then as it goes, the seed grows into a plant. And so I don't know, it's really cool. So it's
like a countdown?
Yeah, it counts down.
Okay, so like when it blooms, that's the end result, whatever the timer was for.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's nice.
It's pretty
it's
cool.
It's just like an aesthetic thing. I like that.
Yeah, and also
I can appreciate a good aesthetic thing.
It is, but there's also there's other features within it. So it's for tasks, but you can also use it just as a timer for to keep yourself on task for something. Like some people like to start a task and say
Pomodoro.
Well, basically, it's like if people have trouble getting started, it's a good way to get started because then you can say, okay, well, I really don't want to do this thing, but I'm going to just set a timer for 5 minutes. And then when my tree's grown, I can take a break. So, it helps with that, getting started.
Yeah, getting that first bite size, nice and small.
Yeah, or it can just give you a visual of how much longer you have to go if it's a tough task and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, but then you have this nice visual to keep you going. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing that I see come up a lot in programming and stuff, using a Pomodoro to measure like an amount of time to do something, which is basically like, it's a colorful way of saying 20 minutes because they used to have like tomato timers that would go up to like 20 minutes. So you said it's 20 minutes and then it's like, that's a good block of work.
Yes.
And then you like spend 20 minutes doing a thing and then you give yourself like 5 or 10 minutes to like let your brain breathe a little.
Yes. And also it's like a game kind of. So, well, one interesting fact about it is if you leave the app to go to like social media or do games or anything else, your tree will die.
Ah, so see, I feel like that's the hook. That's the gimmick that you left out there.
Yeah. So, and then also, the more trees you plant and grow, there's like bonuses and stuff like that. So the more times you complete your tasks and the more you follow through with it, I guess you get like, bonuses and stuff. So it turns into kind of like game, but
does it keep your dead trees? do you get a bunch of like burned trees in the middle of your forest?
I don't know. I've never killed a tree before. But you can also create like folders. So you have like a homework folder and a work folder and a like chores folder. And so and you can have different ones within. So like you might get points for if you finish your homework, but if you don't finish your work, then...
But what if some of that entails you using your phone?
Well, then you obviously can't do that. I don't know if you can do it. Maybe it's linked online and you could do it online. I don't know. But it's pretty cool. I don't know. It's a good productivity app, is all I'm saying. And they do have it on both Android and iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, that's all I have. If you want, I can end this podcast episode with a riddle.
I think so.
Future Lisa here. I am just coming in here to tell you that I did find a productivity thing on your phone. If you have an iPhone, it's not really an app. It's actually within your phone. So I didn't really think about it before. So I wanted to do it now because, yeah, it's inside of your settings if you have an iPhone, and then you go to screen time, and within screen time there's a section called Downtime. You pick that and you turn it on, and when you do that you can schedule time away from your phone. But the great thing about it, and what's different than Flora, is you can specifically choose apps that you don't want to allow alerts from or calls from, and those will shut down during whatever it is that you're trying to do to be productive. So that way you can single out specific apps that you tend to draw your attention away. And so you'll be able to really focus a lot more. It's still good if you want to use your phone, like Andrew was saying, and you needed to still access things within your phone, but you just wanted specific alerts and apps turned off, but not all of them. I don't know if they have this on Android, but I do know that it's specifically within the iPhone settings. So anyway, that's just an extra tip. Moving on.
Hang on. I need to make a correction.
Oh, correction.
I said last time I was talking about Zettelkasten that it was a guy's name. I remembered just as the episode ended that it was Zettelkasten means slipbox, and the guy that most people attribute to like making Zettelkasten a thing is Nicholas Luhmann.
Oh.
But yeah, he just heavily used the system. It was originally pioneered by Konrad Gessner. I am now looking at the Zettelkasten Wikipedia. But yeah, just a little correction for you.
Ooh.
Go ahead with your riddle.
So the Gessner created is a way that you never have to guess where stuff is. Interesting.
Right.
Okay, here we go. Riddle, guys. You bury me when I'm alive and you dig me up when I am dead. It's the theme of this podcast.
Oh, that's it?
That's it. Good luck. I'll put it up on the Instagram account. Go over there. Let me know if you get it right. And
it's man because he's growing up and growing old.
No, that's wrong. But I'm sure there's smart people out there that'll figure it out way better than that. Check us out over there on the Instagram page. We also have Twitter, but pretty much never post on there. Anywhere else do you want to find us? I don't know. We're around. You can find us.
We exist.
Thank you for listening. We love you. Bye.
I love you, that's why I say cheerio, not goodbye. Remember our old tune. Be back soon.
Nice work.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We really got them by being interesting.
We really did.
They think we're like that all the time, but we're normally just so boring.
We're so boring.
We're so boring, but we can just fake it so good.
Fake it till you make it.
That's what they say.
Woo-hoo.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we gotta plan out how we're gonna ring these fools for all their money.
We're gonna make merch.
How do we do it?
We're gonna make merch. We're gonna get
really?
popular. We're gonna make merch, and then we're gonna destroy them. Just kidding.
These sound like very empty threats, but I like where they're headed.